Why, hello again, my friends. This is the Boy and His Dog, and welcome to the Halls of Hammer. In today's episode, we're going to talk about and look at two more recent Hammer film releases in the 4K limited edition range. Now, the reason I didn't bring this up last month is because they are not horror films, but I think are still interesting in their own way. It's interesting that they both appear at either end of the timeline as well. The first is 1950s pre-Hammer horror, and the second is right at the end in their 70s. Let's have a look at the first one. Right, so first let's look at 1953's Blood Orange. Hammer used to make a lot of B pictures. I know not always big bugs and aliens. B movies were actually the first movie you would see at cinema, along with a cartoon maybe and some news before the main A feature. Directed by Terence Fisher, who would eventually be mostly known for his vivid colour horrors, beginning with Curse of Frankenstein. His use of black and white is still wonderful, using shadows and darkness and light really well throughout. It's a story about murder in a fashion house, a jewel theft crime, and there's several murders that may be linked to the blood orange dress of the title. There is a lovely link to Doctor Who in the form of the amazing Roger Delgado playing a stooge to the main bad, but saying that, not everything is black and white as the camera. There are interesting characters and quite a few twists. In fact, some would argue too many red herrings. The film did trick me, I won't lie. Though it's not one of my favourites of the non-horror new range, it will take a lot to beat The Amazing The Man in Black with the Ice Queens within, and not yet released as part of the limited range Celia, which is also an amazing early black and white Hammer film, pre-horror. These types of movies all come under the exclusive umbrella, even though they were still Hammer. Regardless, I'm still glad I've seen it, and the wealth of extras, as per usual, will always give you a new appreciation for not just the movie itself, but the history of Hammer as a whole. So before you saw the new art on the front, on the back here is the American poster, so Three Stops to Murder was the name in America. I think the edit is slightly different in this film. I have watched both, but rubbish and notice the little things sometimes, so I have to go over them again. As per usual, we get a book, the Hammer Crime Files, because this is a crime book, and that goes on what you get in the collection. We've got poster artwork, we've got scripts in there, Q&As with all people behind the scenes, stuff about B movies, I think, in this one, about the fashion, loads of cool stuff. They're really, really good books, honestly. And they don't just tell you about the film, they tell you about like stuff to do with Hammer as well, so it all interconnects all the different collections. Marvellous. Well, I'll show you the back of the Blu-ray box. If you look on the far right there, you can see Roger. I know it is a fashion house, but there isn't any vibrant colours. You can still kind of feel it just from the way it's shot, even though it's black and white. There's the lovely discs, and look at all the extras there. And look, with the UK theatrical version, we get a Kin Newman commentary. Always important. It says Kin Newman, you know you're in for a good time. We've got the ABC of British B there, Dressed to Kill. I can't tell you what that middle one is because it's right on the thing there, but I've watched them all. They're really good, interesting documentaries. Nothing too full, not as big as I say, like the Curse collections and all that lot, or Quatermass, but considering what the film is, I think they do a good job and you learn much more than you ever thought you would. This to stand here because for some reason it will not work. One thing you have to understand is the women of early Hammer were kick-ass basically. They have agency. Most of the time they lead the plot. It's so wonderful to see on films so old. Later the Hammer ladies will be there sometimes for other reasons and they don't always get to shine as much as these early queens, although they are all strikingly beautiful, we can't deny, and I've always been completely in love with most of them. But I cannot understate how the early queens stole the show over and over again. Right, now let's look at the next release, and we're shooting up to 1974 here with 1974's Shatter, and it couldn't be any more removed than the previous title if it tried. What we have here is a hard-boiled action spy movie mixed with kung fu. Shot on location and set in Hong Kong. My meal of this film is so 70s, it drips of it. The whole film has that lovely 70s griminess to it. Because it's the 70s, it's a bit gorier than had it been made in the previous decades. This film was made as part of a deal with Shaw Brothers, known for their martial arts movies. It was a two-picture deal alongside The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, one much more well known. This one sadly is not, due to loads of issues during the making and issues distributing the movie after completion. Though only in a few scenes, Peter Cushing, as always, shines and steals every moment. He is brilliant in this. You can't tell 100% whose side he's on. I had a lot of fun with this movie. The kung fu set pieces are surprisingly decent, and there is a shock or two along the way that I was surprised about. It's another one of Hammer's outputs that's begging for a follow-up or series like Kronos the Vampire Hunter and Celia. I will talk about that a lot. Yeah, that second one is a very early black and white absolute banger, solely because of the titular character, bloody Queen. Hopefully they'll release it someday so I can chat about it. Let's take a look at this set. So you saw on the other side there was a little picture of Christopher Lee there. So in America this was called Call Him Mr. Shatter. And I believe the edit is again slightly different. Mr. Shatter isn't crush proof, but cross him and they'll put you in a box. Don't know what the fuck that's all about. Oh, they should have cooked longer with that, shouldn't they? So that's the Shatter dossier again. We have a lovely thick book with bits to do with the scripts, bits about what you get in the set and how they restored the film. But this is really interesting because of the time and it being mixed to Kung Fu and set in Hong Kong. So it's gorgeous to see Hong Kong in this because supposedly a lot of those places don't exist anymore that they shot in. So it's definitely worth a watch. And it's not too pervy like some of the late ones were, you know what I'm saying? There is a bit of bum and boobs, but you know, it is the 70s. Bless them. There's a poster. Now, I believe both sides are foreign versions of the posters, but I love it either way. They're so cool. Look at that. Isn't that a bit gorgeous? But yeah, the Kung Fu is well good. I was like shocked. I did enjoy this. Again, it's not right up my top, but yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed this film. Brilliant. Right, let me just get the disc bit out and unfold it. So this one is a bit longer because we get 3 discs. That's one of the scenes. There's a tournament there and it ends up being a fight and they're like trapped in the middle facing outwards, you know, that old thing, and they just kick ass. It's brilliant. It's annoying because the lady in it can do like martial arts herself, but she doesn't in this film. So though there's 3 discs, the first one is 4K and the second 2 are Blu-rays. Now all this stuff you see here is copied on the other 2 discs, so you're not getting any other extras than what you see here, but there is a lot. There's a couple of commentaries. I believe there's 2 commentaries. No, there's 3 commentaries. 1 for the UK and 2 for the US. And Once Upon a Time in the East documentary there. Like, cool little bits. Really did enjoy this one. More than I thought I would, actually. But there is something about 70s Hammer, just like 50s Hammer and 60s Hammer. There's definitely something about 70s Hammer as well in there. Because I love Kronos, man. Oh. And Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. Oh my God, I love that film. I think it goes over on the right there. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that little look into a couple of Hammer's non-horror related releases. We've got some more Hammer releases this month. One I'm very excited about. It's not horror, but it is a 4K limited set of Hammer's first ever colour movie. Not to be missed. And not long after, Studio Canal are releasing 2 Hammer horrors from the 70s. They are 4K. Their box sets are not as lavish as Hammer's own output, but they do have lovely covers and the films are fun. We will be talking about them in due course. We've also got some Peter Cushing goodies on the horizon too, but may not be what you think, so look out for that. As for me, I'm off to practice my Kung Fu, Hi-ya, or something like that. And never forget, my friends, to keep on keeping on.